Hi everybody, welcome back to another Steam Deck video, and in this one I'm going to be showing you the Xbox Game Pass live streaming experience that you can get on your Steam Deck, and it has amazed me with how good it is. Now, in the description below this video you'll find a link to a Microsoft help article that takes you through the steps that at the time of recording this video, you have to take to get it set up on your Steam Deck. So it takes about 10-15 minutes to do. I'd recommend you do it in desktop mode when you've got a wireless keyboard and mouse, or a Bluetooth keyboard or mouse, or some sort of keyboard and mouse connected, because you do have to type things in to get it working. Hopefully this will become more automatic. And I've had a very, very good experience with this so far. So in this video, we're going to be looking at Starfield. We're going to jump into Starfield, we're going to jump into Forza, and we're going to jump into Microsoft Flight Simulator as well. Now, because it can take a while to load up these games, in the description below this video as well, you'll find timestamps that will take you to those particular places. In effect, what we're doing here is we're playing Xbox Game Pass Ultimate through the Edge Microsoft browser. So there's a few things obviously that matter. The first thing is to remember is you're playing the console versions of these titles. And also this is completely dependent on your internet connection. So what I found is when I play at home on the home Wi-Fi, where we have not amazing broadband, but we have kind of pretty average broadband that has very good latency, as normal home broadband does, it works nicely. If I try and play it through my mobile phone using a hotspot, it's not very good at all. So without further ado, let's go over. And what did we say? We said we were going to go into Starfield first, didn't we? So let's click on Starfield and click on play. Now, Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, which is the version of Game Pass that gives you cloud streaming, I think it's about $12.99 a month in the UK, probably $15 to $20 US in other parts of the world. However, there's normally like a $1 or a £1 trial that you can take out. Or even if you just tried it out for a month anyway, just to see whether it works for you. But I've been very, very impressed. I think one of the big things that definitely helps with the streaming on the Steam Deck is the fact that the screen resolution is so low, the fact that it's only 1280 by 800, so there's not that much bandwidth allocated to having to stream like a 1080p or a 1440p or even like a 4K image. Now, some games will run at 30 frames a second, some will run at 60 frames a second, and again, this is totally dependent on your home broadband. So if there's lots of other people on your Wi-Fi as you're doing it, then obviously results will vary. But I've been very, very impressed indeed. I've gone from a skeptic on game streaming to someone that thinks probably for single player games where a little bit of latency doesn't matter that much, that this is really, really fantastic, because we know that the Steam Deck doesn't have that much storage, and the ability to be able to jump into dozens and dozens, if not hundreds of games that are on Steam Pass really, really quickly is pretty amazing. So here we are, we're in that sort of dingy area of Starfield near the beginning. I can't remember what this place is called, but it's running at 30 frames a second as it does on my Xbox Series S. Seems fairly smooth. Can't really see any graphical problems at all, and the latency feels fine. It feels as I'm pressing the buttons, moving the character around, it seems okay. Obviously, when you're playing a multiplayer game where latency is very, very important, say you're playing Battlefield or something like that, then you may well have kind of different experiences. But for me, I've played probably like an hour of Starfield this way, and I've been very, very impressed. Yeah, the well, that's what it's called, isn't it? So let's go to the Waterfall Promenade. We'll have a quick look around up here to give you more of an idea. You may well already have Xbox Game Pass Ultimate if you've got Game Pass for PC. There we go. Doesn't that look amazing? And you can always upgrade as well, you know, from ordinary Xbox Game Pass to this. But again, just be aware, like for myself, there were certain games like Fallout 76 that I was playing on PC using PC Game Pass, that when I fired this up, I suddenly thought, oh, right, yeah, brilliant, I'll get to that point I was on. But with certain games, like Fallout 76, there isn't cross-progression between the PC versions and the console versions, so, you know, it's as if you're playing separate versions of the games. Also, the other thing that is a little bit more difficult, and you'll see that with Flight Simulator in a bit, is the fact that if you have large mods, official mods that are available in the game, so in Flight Simulator that would be things like aeroplanes that you've bought, I don't think you can really download and play with them. You've just got to kind of play what comes with the game. So that gives you an idea. Starfield wandering around. And there's the map. Oh, looks pretty cool, doesn't it? So very, very playable. Looks really good. No problems with that at all. There's the Milky Way. Yeah, very, very nice indeed. So to get out of it, what we can do is we can exit the game, but if you go in this way, we can just say quit game. We can give it some feedback if we want. So that's Starfield. We said Forza we were going to look at, weren't we? So a racing game. Forza Horizon. Should we go into Forza Horizon or should we go into proper Forza? What we got? Simulation. This Forza simulation game. Forza Motorsport. There it is. As you can see, you know, there's no game to download. What it's doing is it's contacting a server in the Microsoft server farms, spinning up, I think, Series X's or the cores of Series X's. Now, what can sometimes happen is when there's a new release that's day and date available on Game Pass, which Microsoft are famous for with their Game Pass, sometimes there can be quite big queues. So I remember when Starfield first came out, if you tried to play it via cloud gaming straight away, you couldn't get on because the queues were too big because everybody was trying to kind of play it. And one of the advantages of this sort of thing as well is the fact that you can play it via the cloud while you're waiting for the game itself to download. Now, I did play this a little bit yesterday. However, I'm not particularly good at racing games anyway. So I don't know whether... Free play, here we go. Whether it was kind of my crapness. Right, how do we play? I had a little bit more success with Forza Forza, the more fun one. But what did impress me with this actually was that it was running as I thought Forza. This is Forza Motorsport. The other one, Forza Horizon, was running at 60 frames a second. I don't know whether this one will. How do we change the view? Yeah, 60 frames a second. This rain looks cool. Oh, just rewound time. I always enjoy this view. Ooh, got a bit sideways in there. Oh, onto the grass. up to third. Oh, on the grass again. Oh, we're going to lose all the... Oh, we just lost it. All those places we made up as everybody drives past us. So there we go. So that's Forza Motorsport. I think you'll agree it looked great. Seems to be played great. No problems with latency at all. And now let's go into probably the most impressive thing, which is Flight Simulator. There we go. So this one can take quite a while to load up, but even when you're playing actually on PC or console, it takes a long time to load up then anyway. But just the sheer concept of being able to play Microsoft Flight Simulator on a tiny Steam Deck like this, with it looking good, is, I think it's pretty amazing. This, as I say, this one takes a little bit to load up, so sometimes you might want to click on the timestamp in the video below, in the description below the video, to jump ahead. Of course, Flight Simulator, I think there's a new version coming out this year, 2024 as well. Hopefully, well, fingers crossed, all of the purchases will be transferable, because I've got the... oh, that loaded up pretty quick. Though it normally goes into another loading screen now. So I've got like the Spitfire, I've got the Tomcat, I've got the F-35. See, normally what happens with Flight Simulator, you kind of have your base installation, and then you have your DLC, which could be anything from custom points of interest, custom airports, to different aeroplanes, that sort of thing. So here we go. So this is kind of the loading screen that normally pops up, and this happens on PC and console anyway. And the thing about Flight Simulator is, remember, this is a simulation of the entire world. You can fly wherever you like. So even when you're playing on PC or console, it's not like it's got the whole world, saved on your console. It is streaming it over the internet. So I guess it's not such a surprise that you can actually, do this in the way that you'd expect it to do so. I did brush up slightly on my knowledge of the controls. So I should be able to do a little sort of playing. Right, so let's go into profile, my hangar. So we've got the little Cessna. What other aircraft could we have instead? Something a bit more exciting. All right, okay, what could be more exciting than the F-18? So let's swap to that one. Let's come over there. Go to the world map. And let's just change the time to daytime over Europe. Let's zoom in. Go to a local airport. There we go. Right, and then let's click on the fly button. So this is what used to be HMS Daedalus many years ago. This is a small provincial airport near Gosport and Fareham in Hampshire. I guess Hornets don't normally take off from here, but we should be able to have a nice flight over the Solent and give you maybe buzz Portsmouth Harbour. Right, here we go, ready to fly. Now let's remember, right, there we go. So there's the Hornet. How fantastic does this look? And we're in the cockpit. I mean, this is on a handheld device. Look at this. Now, this only runs at 30 frames per second on my Xbox Series S, so I wouldn't expect any more than that than this. So, and we could go in and we could change the weather as well and do all that sort of stuff. But for the sake of this, we won't. We will probably take off like this. Now, I think left on the D-pad is brakes off, and then let's go up to full power. We could put flaps on. Here we go. See if we can actually go straight down the runway. Let's lift off. Look at that. I think right on the D-pad is gear. Is it? Yeah, there it is. Now, I have got lots of the assists on at the moment. So the problem with that is, oh yeah, we need to put our flaps up, is that sometimes the airplane, it's almost like the airplane is trying to fight you because it's trying to correct for your mistakes. But look at this. So this is the Solent. That's the Isle of Wight in front. So let's roll around. So Portsmouth Harbour is to my left. In fact, let's go back to 3D view. Oh, we've gone up a bit high. That's the problem with the Hornet. It's so fast. But before you know it, you're up at 10,000 feet. Right, so let's take it down. So this is probably the most famous home of the Royal Navy. This is Gosport. We're flying over that. Leon Solent. See if we can buzz the Spinnaker Tower. Flying close to HMS Victory. Spinnaker Tower just be appearing. Just there. You just saw that. That's it. And that's the whole of Portsmouth. That level of detail on the ground, absolutely amazing. You always get a great sense of speed when you're low level. And this is hopping over to Hayling Island, I think. How beautiful is that? All on a Steam Deck, all streaming over the internet. Graphically, this looks amazing. Looks absolutely amazing. Plays very similar to what it does on my Xbox Series S. Let's take it down. Over the lovely Hampshire countryside. South Downs. Absolutely amazing. So there we go. Let's come out of this. Let's press that. Press that. Quick game. Quick game. Yes. So that is a quick look at Xbox Game Pass Ultimate streaming on a Steam Deck. Again, it's all done through the Microsoft Edge browser. And in the description of this video, you'll find a link to how to set it up. It does take a few minutes to do, and it's a bit of a pain to do it because you do really need to have a keyboard and mouse connected to your Steam Deck. But then you get access to all of these games where you can just click on them and start playing within a couple of minutes. And if you don't like them, it doesn't matter. You haven't had to spend ages downloading something, and you don't worry about the space that it's taking up on your Steam Deck. I cannot wait for the Steam Deck to get official support for this. I mean, this is pretty good. You know, it looks like a launcher. It looks like an app. Yeah, and yes, it's just I'm kind of lost for words really with how good this is on the Steam Deck. I've been very, very impressed indeed. But anyway, give it a go for yourself. You know, either try and get one of the small trials for £1, or even if you spend the $12 or $15 and sort of play it, for a month, to really see what it's like on your home internet. Because remember, it doesn't work really very well, I don't think, on a mobile hotspot. If you've got an amazing internet connection on your phone, it may well work, but for me it didn't. But at home, just playing on the home Wi-Fi, fantastic. So there we go. Thank you very much for watching. What do you think? And if you enjoyed the video, hit like. If you want to see more of the same, press subscribe, and I will of course see you again soon.